Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Diaries of a 20-something. I'm Paige Marquez, your host, and as well as a content creator and a podcast host, I'm also a dating connoisseur, and I've been on a lot of first dates, and I've come up with a lot of first date tips that I really want to share with the girls. I feel like it can be really beneficial. I'm pretty much always asked on a second date. I don't always go. Yeah, let's just get into all of this. When I originally first started dating here in Hoboken, I was really messed up mentally over another guy, and I kind of used dating as a way to distract myself from that. Like in the beginning, I had no intention of getting in a relationship with any man that I went on a date with because it just wasn't what I was looking for. Another part of the reason why I was dating so much was because I had this conversation with my mom a little bit ago, like back in college, and she was like, as you know, I haven't had a boyfriend really since high school, so like definitely not a pro in relationships by any means. And she was like, you need to learn like how to go on a first date. So that was kind of how it started. Turned into something much bigger than that, as now it's like my entire brand on TikTok. Like I have a brand partnership with a dating app now that like is so fun and I'm enjoying it so much. Whatever, that is not what this video is about. I just have learned so much dating and I really want to share it with you guys because I feel like dating now, there's so many dating apps, so many options. I used to get nervous before first dates. I don't anymore because I've done it so many times. It's like easy for me. It's honestly like basically just a job interview. I'm also a very like naturally a more social person, so it's never been hard for me to start a conversation with a stranger and just talk about whatever with somebody I don't know. So that I would say is something that you need to get comfortable with just in general in dating, in life, in every aspect of life. Being social can help you. And I feel like it's been so hard ever since COVID. I hate to even like bring that up and bring this into this, but ever since COVID and like just social media, people have gotten so antisocial and so scared of like face-to-face interactions, I feel. And it was kind of like the opposite for me because anybody that knew me in middle school and even like part of high school, I was kind of like more on the shy side. High school is when I really started to open up a little bit more and kind of force myself to be social. Ever since COVID, I've been a social butterfly. I don't know what it was. College really just brought it out of me in the best way possible. So let's get into the tips and I'm going to debrief them a little bit with you guys. My first tip is never go on a date with another man on your mind. I know I just said that I used to do this, and while I think in the long term it did help me get over him quicker, in a sense, take that with a grain of salt. I used to come home from every single date and sob. And I remember very early days, obviously I was not asked on a second date because of this, but I went on a date with this guy, met him here in Hoboken, didn't meet him on a dating app. It was a good date, whatever. Like he wasn't like cute by any means, but this was very early and I just honestly just learning how to do it. So I was like, whatever. We had a great date, lots to talk about, got along pretty well, and I just started crying. In the middle of the date. I think it was because his personality just kind of reminded me of the guy that tore me apart. Yeah, I cried and he basically turned into my therapist by the end of the date, which was, I don't really know what word to use to describe it. But yeah, if you're like really bent out of shape over a guy, dating is not really going to fix that per se. And you will probably come home and sob. For me, it was more like no guy was like him. And that's not that I should be going for guys like him because he sucks. And I can, I'm way over it now. But like, I don't know what I was doing back then. Like I was a mess. Hanging out with another guy is not going to take the other guy off your mind. In my experience, it actually only makes it worse. And I know a lot of girls have a weird fear about like eating in front of men and just like eating in front of people. The prominence of issues with eating habits and things surrounding that has gotten so much bigger over the years, as we all know. And like, I think at this point, we can all confidently say that we know somebody or ourselves have gone through something related, something under that umbrella. I used to hate eating around men. I don't know what it was. I just like, it made me feel really insecure, like to the point where like when I was with the guy that was horrible, we would go to dinner, we would, I'd like be at his house and I like wouldn't eat anything because I hated eating in front of him. Like, I don't know what it was. And it was like that with a lot of men at that time. Like, I still tend to be that way a little bit. But once you start getting over that, like, guys like a girl that can eat. So, like, never be afraid to order what you want off the menu. No matter how expensive it is, no matter like how like unhealthy it is, like, never be afraid to order what you want. And I'm not saying to order the most expensive thing. I think obviously we all know deep down that's like kind of like disrespectful almost, I feel, and especially on a first date. But like, just don't limit yourself to a salad because you think like he'll look at you differently. Like, whenever I've ordered a salad, it's always been like, okay, she got a salad. But whenever I get like a steak or like a burger, they're always like, damn, I don't know, like they like it, I swear. Like, third tip, and probably one of the most important ones, I have never done this and I never will, because the people I date pretty intentionally, like now, but like I don't date just to go on dates. Like, okay, sometimes I do just for content. If I need like something, I'll just like go on a quick date. But like, you know, underlying, I'm always like, okay, it could be something, you know, never sleep with a guy on a first date. Like, I feel like this happens all the time and like, you do you. Personally, me, I would never sleep with a guy on a first date because a guy that I'm going on a date with, I am like looking for something more serious with. And I just feel like it kind of sets off the wrong tone. Not saying that if you sleep with a guy on a first date, he'll never commit to you. Like, if a guy wants to commit to you, he'll commit to you. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, I don't really think like sleeping with them on the first date is going to make them be like, whoa, like never seeing her again. Like, I think it can change the way that they look at you. You know, like that's, I think, a really easy way to turn into a casual relationship instead of something more long-term and serious. I kept seeing, I saw this TikTok and I actually just like did a TikTok about it earlier, but kissing somebody on a first date, what do you do? Do you do it? Do you not? I have not kissed every guy I've gone on a date with. I wouldn't even say half. It's just about like the situation. You feel out the vibes. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But like, whatever. It's like not that serious. And some people put like, no kissing on the first date, no sleeping together on the first date. Like, I think like no sleeping together on the first date, I think that's fair. But like kissing is so unserious. I kiss my friends. I think in our generation, a lot of people have taken away a lot of emphasis around physical intimacy and like it's not as important as it used to be. And for some people, that's a good thing. And for others, that's not a good thing. I think with stuff like that, it's going to mess us up in the long term. And I think like we are seeing that the effects of that now. Casual relationships are on such a rise. Situationships are on such a rise. It's like insane. I always thought that it would get better with age. When I was in high school, I'd be like, oh my God, like he doesn't want a boyfriend or he doesn't want a girlfriend. Like he doesn't want to commit, you know, like whatever. College, same thing, you know, was running into that problem all the time. Real life, nobody wants to commit. You have men in their 30s that are like terrified of commitment. And I swear to God, they alarmingly outnumber the guys that do want something serious. Anybody that's doubting me has never lived in the tri-state area. I don't know how it is in other places, but I know how it is here. Like, there's a reason why New York City was just ranked the worst city for dating in America, and I think that's the core of the problem. But yeah, like I'll kiss somebody at the end of the first date. It just like depends on the vibes, you know? Like if I had a great time with somebody and like it's like I'm feeling it, like I'll kiss someone on the first date. Whatever. It's just a kiss. 4, and this one is kind of controversial. I'm not going to say always or never, but when I like to get ready for a date, when I'm like getting ready in the moment, obviously like after I do all the content for it, I always have like a glass of wine or a cocktail, singular, while I listen to my girl music and just like kind of like get in the mood. Like, it feels good to go into something with like no nerves. And I promise you, 1 glass of wine and 1 cocktail will do that. Never show up hammered to a date. But like having like a drink while you're getting ready, that's not a big deal. And I honestly like would recommend it for anybody who has a little bit of nerves. Probably another really important one is to wear what makes you feel like your hottest self. Our generation has done a really good job in kind of changing the narrative. Like, I think men understand at this point that we are not dressing for them. Wear what you feel confident in. For a first date, I'll normally do a mini skirt and I'll normally do all black. It makes me feel confident. I do a red lip. I wear like heels. I always wear heels. That's like a given. Like, it doesn't matter what I'm wearing. Like, heels are a part of it. Your confidence will shine if you feel good in what you're wearing. Like, have you ever like put on an outfit and like it looks good, but it's not you? So like you don't feel good in it. You know, it's like that. Like, just wear what makes you feel like your hottest self. I'm a big believer in look good, feel good. Another really important one, you are not inclined to go on a second date with somebody, no matter how much money they spent, no matter how great they are, if you are not feeling it in the moment, you probably never will. What I mean by that is when you have a date with somebody, my dates are typically 3-4 hours long. Like I would say that's probably the average. I've had dates that lasted 7 hours long. I've had dates that lasted an hour, but I want to say like 4 hours is probably the average. You'll know in 4 hours if you want to see them again. Don't force yourself to see somebody again because you like feel bad. Like for a long time, I felt bad when men spent money on me. I don't know why. I think it's like because I just didn't feel like I like deserved it, or I don't know. I'm just like weird when guys I'm involved with like spend money on me or like gift things to me. I'm like, oh, don't do that. You know, I don't know. Just because they spent like $200 on dinner, like that doesn't mean you have to go on a second date with them. Also, ghosting is okay after the first date. After the second date, I would say no, but after the first date, I think it's okay. Like you're not like that's the thing. Like you're not inclined, you're not responsible, you're not like supposed to text them and like tell them where your head is at. Like if you're not feeling it, you probably never will. Don't be afraid to make recommendations for a restaurant, but he is responsible for making the arrangements. I love a guy who plans a date. And a lot of them do, thank God, up here. At least that's something that they're all getting right. They are planning the dates, and that's incredible. Also, if they're arranging for your transportation, that's ideal. Obviously, if I go on a date in Hoboken, like, I don't need transportation. But if I go on a date in like New York, then a lot of times, you know, the date will be over like 12, depending on what you guys do, like maybe 11. The real gentleman will Uber you home because they don't want you to take the train alone at night, especially after however many cocktails you consumed. Those are just bonus points. It's not required, whatever. But women love a guy that can plan a date. Like that is what dating is. Like men are supposed to be courting women. Men who do court women notice them. Keep your phone out of sight. I mean, I don't really think I have to explain this one too much. Everybody notices when you're hanging out with somebody and they're on their phone the entire time. You don't want to be that person. Just put your phone away and be in the moment, be present. He will notice. You guys will probably have more fun anyway. It also just like shows like respect. You know, it shows respect for the effort that he put into the date and even yourself. Like you go on a date and you're on your phone the entire time after getting ready and like putting all this effort in. That's not only a disservice to him, it's a disservice to you. Watch how he treats the wait staff. It will tell you all you need to know. I went on a date with a guy that was horrible to the wait staff. It was like appalling. Like I was embarrassed to be there. Like I was embarrassed to be around somebody that treats other people so horribly because God forbid they think I'm like that. Bonus if you can check what he tipped. And I know that this one is kind of like, whoa. If you go on a restaurant date and it was great and someone is tipping like 10% or less, trust me, I've seen it happen. That's why I'm saying this. That's like a problem. And if it's a money problem, then he probably shouldn't be dating in the first place. I just think that like the way that people treat wait staff and people of the service industry, like as a whole, like if you're not treating them well for all the crap they have to put up with, what are you doing? Like why aren't you doing that? Number 10, and the most important one, is you are the prize. And I don't mean that in a narcissistic way. I mean that in a confidence way. Have that mindset, have that idea that you are to be one. That can be looked at as like the real prize, but until that's a possibility, you are the prize. It's just a mindset. Don't read too much into it. I'm not a narcissist, I promise. TikTok lost their minds when I said this. A lot of men think they're the prize. That's not true. Anyway, yeah, like I've learned a lot dating so much. I've learned a lot about myself. And yes, while it can be a little bit mentally draining to go on so many dates, it's also a lot of fun, like genuinely. And yeah, you could say that that's because I'm not paying. Valid. Let's start dating like men do. That's what I do. I date like men do. I date multiple guys at the same time because I'm just dating. I'm not like sleeping with them. You know what I mean? I know this was a shorter episode and I apologize for that. I'm really trying to get in a rhythm here, trying to find the balance between podcast content and work. They're not dancing right now. You know, my dad always says like driving, like it's a dance, it's a rhythm, you know, like I'm trying to find that. The dance is all over the place. Everybody's on different counts and it's stressing me out. So until that happens, the podcast is going to be bi-weekly. So new episode next Friday. I just need to find a rhythm, but I am going to be vlogging more as promised. So I'm going to try to do a vlog for every week that I don't put out a podcast. It's just genuinely like, let me know in the comments because I always have something super fun to vlog. Like obviously if I'm like planning to vlog, I'll try to make a bunch of fun plans, but It doesn't always work out that way. Do you guys want a vlog if it's like nothing really? Like that's like kind of my question. Like, thank you guys so much for watching and bearing with me in this very time-consuming time I'm having in my life right now. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys all next Friday.